Hey, it's your boy Sid. It's your boy Dis. We in here together. Thoughts from your boy. Check us out. Peace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host. Dysfunctional world.
I'm your boy Sid, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
So let's talk.
What we talking about today?
Toxic femininity.
Toxic femininity.
Femininity.
Let's go. Let's talk about that.
So, I watched a video today about a woman that wants to basically move cross country with her dude and share separate housing because she feels like they'd be better off living in a different state in two separate houses, not understanding the ramifications of what will happen or what's going to transpire, putting yourself in that type of situation.
And she think that's okay. Like this is what she wants.
This is what she wants, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Or I saw another video where the woman was like, what is toxic femininity? She was like, when women say that they don't need men no more, women act like they could do the whole world without a man, or even worse, they want a traditional man. They want a man to do traditional things, but they don't want to do traditional things as well. They want a man to pay for everything, but not be entitled to nothing.
Right. And that's true. There's a lot of toxic femininity going on out there. It's been overlooked for so long that it just became the norm.
Why do you feel like it's overlooked? Like, who's preaching this bandwagon? Because honestly, the black woman never had a plight with a black man. We never ruled them, controlled them, none of that. Not nowhere in history.
No. Well, if you want to break it down and take that route, women have ruled the black community for the last 50 years.
They have.
And look where it's got us.
But that wasn't put there for them. I mean, by them. It wasn't put there by them. It was put there by somebody else.
Oh, by the power that be.
Yeah, those are the thoughts and ideas of somebody else, not our people.
Not at all. The power that be made it like that by locking up, and we talking about going back. So locking up black men in record numbers, welfare program. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the Section 8 stuff where the men wasn't allowed in the houses. So now the women had to become the leaders of the household.
Right.
And when you're talking about 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 houses are led by women. We're talking about going back to the 60s and 70s. You see what I'm saying? That it just becomes the norm that women are going to be the leaders of this. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like you said. It wasn't put in place like that, but it was done by design, by the powers that be. It was done by design. So now when you look, 40, 50 years later, like I said, we have certain issues going on. And like I said, I'm not trying to blame anybody, but we have to call it the way it is because it's not about blame.
But they need like accountability though.
Oh, I hate to say
it is gonna be blamed.
That's kryptonite to them.
But I'm saying for them to get self-aware and be on this new pedestal, they gotta get told the truth.
Oh, I agree.
The truth can't be watered down.
Well, I say the truth, but I didn't want to say blame. That's what I'm saying. I was just changing the wording. You know what I'm saying?
But it is what it is though.
Well, I agree, but
accountability sometimes comes with blame.
That's true. No, that's true. I agree with you once again, but I'm just saying I felt like I needed to change my wording.
Okay.
Excuse me, because
so the message can get through.
Right.
Because when they hear that
they
word,
will tune you out because of the negative connotation.
They don't want to hear it no more.
Yeah, the negative connotation behind it. So I'm like, and then with everything I said before that, so blame is like the icing on the cake. Yeah. So I was like, hold on, let me change blame to something else. You know what I'm saying? But
that's why they came up with that take accountability. Yeah.
And you have to though. Yeah. But they don't. They'll deflect, misdirection, all other kind of stuff.
They will.
At some point, like you said, you have to be told the truth, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Men handle that easier because we get it since we live.
True.
Since we a kid, they shoot straight with us.
True.
Boy, get out of our face. You stink. Literally, we get told that. Literally. And this is, you know what I'm saying, like aunties or whoever. Try to holler at girls, they reject us. We get used to rejecting. So we used to this stuff. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It became the norm for us. For them, it's different. Totally different. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't talk to them like that?
Well, one, no. But two, they don't handle rejection. You see what I'm saying? They don't handle rejection well. But why is that? They don't handle rejection well because they assume that men only think about sex. And if they're showing interest in a man, he should automatically show interest back. As if we don't have
our own minds
and our own choices and, you know what I'm saying, stuff that we like and don't like. So, excuse me, it comes down to that. And it's like, man, hold up. It can't be one way when it's on them and then a whole other way
when it's on us.
You know what I'm saying, when it's on us.
Right.
That ain't fair.
No.
That ain't fair at all. Excuse me.
I guess since most men are lying, cheating dogs.
Wow.
That is such a crazy, condescending. But anyway, since we're that, and women are so righteous and upright, why is it so hard for women to get along with men? If you think that all we want to do is cheat on you, why is that so hard to get along with us then? Why not treat us that way?
You know what? I watched a video on this, and an unpopular person with a lot of women, Candace Owens. I like some of the stuff she said, but you know, a lot of people don't like it.
Right.
She said a lot of people, a lot of women, like to play victim rather than victor.
Okay.
And you think about it, you want to play victim rather than being a victor, meaning you won.
Right.
But they want to play victim, and that's true.
They win too.
They will, like in the case of, I want the baby but not the husband. Now you got something to complain about. You playing the victim. I'm a single parent. I got to do this all by myself. You chose this. You chose to be the victim.
You did.
Because you saying,
put that ball in your court.
I don't want to marry him, but you had a baby with him.
Well,
so
I don't
you like
enough
to have a baby with him, but not to marry him.
But
so you choosing single parenthood. You choosing to be a victim.
But women have babies for different reasons.
I mean,
like women have babies because, oh my God, me and you together would make such a pretty baby.
Okay.
What? That's not a reason to bring a child in this world.
Right.
Where's the love? Where's the compassion?
Mm-hmm. But
women get older in age and realize this opportunity might not come back around.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hold on to this baby.
I mean, but shouldn't it be a man like this ain't gonna come back around? Let me hold on to this man because they're old. You see what I'm saying? They always think they got more time than what they have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they may pass up a really good, decent man.
Definitely.
Thinking that they have more time than what they have, and it's like, no. And then, like you said, they have babies for multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the right one. Now, I seen an argument today where the dude asked the woman, why men and women here? And she gave all these other answers and stuff. And he said, wrong. She said, well, you tell me why. He said, we here to procreate. Which is the absolute correct answer. That is why men or women are put on this earth. To procreate and make more humans.
I can see Tanya.
Of course, I already know.
Steam coming off her head.
Tanya like, what are you talking about? No, you tell me what other reason is more important than that.
Well,
because if everybody said, I'm not having any more kids, what y'all think gonna happen?
In Tanya's defense, because I know what she'll say.
Mm-hmm.
In Tanya's defense,
mm-hmm.
she would have said, people nowadays have sex for fun, for pleasure.
Right.
That's not what you're supposed to have sex for. You're supposed to have sex just to reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
So she'd be on your side with that part.
Mm-hmm.
But
go ahead.
But
I want to know
what other reason
what other reasons are humans here for?
To continue our race.
Especially with a lot of people being biblical and religious and stuff like that. Read your text. We are here
to be fruitful and multiply.
Fruitful and make the next generation. That's why we are here. And like everything else is just icing on the cake. Everything else, making money, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's icing on the cake. That's why it's programmed in us genetically to reproduce. Think about that. Think about that. Genetically, it's programmed in us to reproduce.
Yeah.
Nobody has to tell a child about sex. When they reach a certain age, they will automatically get curious. Think about that. If nobody ever discussed, as a matter of fact, I wish I knew the exact thing, but it was a study that they did, and it was wrong that they did these kids like that, but they raised these kids down there with wolves almost. to see what would happen once they reach a certain age. And true to nature, it kicks in. It's a certain thing. It's you heard the story about the woman in the woods? It's an old myth, and she lived, I want to say, like 112. And it's records and stuff like that. She still had a menstrual cycle.
Okay.
She still had heat flat. All this other stuff. And this is according, like records and journals and stuff. But all this, and she lived completely in nature.
I can see that.
Like in the wild, and she building huts and all this other stuff.
I can see that.
She had more masculinity. But it was just like she still was a woman, and everything still functioned. You see what I'm saying? So it's like biologically, that's why you hear a lot of people say men who like men or women who like women are living against, and that's why you hear them say that. Now
those are abominations.
Yeah, exactly. And I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, stuff like that. But that's why you hear people say stuff like that, because they're speaking from science based, from biological based. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, man. What?
But okay, even with that, like.
So, what do you think? You think we're here for some?
No. I definitely agree that we're here to reproduce, but I guess in reproducing, we found other things to grab onto.
Absolutely.
So, like we were talking earlier, most men want a child because we want a boy to carry on our last name. If we only get a girl, we're happy with girls too, but we want a son to carry on our last name. Women don't want a baby to carry on their last name. We want a baby so that they can feel loved by someone.
And that's wrong. Because what they need to understand is that love from that child will never replace the love of a man. It's two different kind of loves. You see what I'm saying? That's like that'd be like somebody saying, "Oh, you love your daughter and your wife the same way." No, that's two different kind of loves.
It is.
Totally. So a love of a child can never replace the love of a spouse, be it same sex or not.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna replace that.
No.
So you can't have a child for that reason. Now the child may give you something to take your mind off of that, but once again, biologically, your body, when that child is asleep at night and you laying in your bed, you see what I'm saying? So biologically, certain things you just can't replace it with other than, whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things, bro. It really is. Kids can do a lot.
They can.
That ain't one of them. That ain't one of them.
Well, I mean, I guess if women
I don't think anyway. Let me say that.
If women believed in the Oedipus complex, then, they would think and feel that a child can replace that. That's true. A lot of people don't know what the Oedipus complex is. Right. Obviously, you got the oohs and ahs, so you know what it means.
Absolutely.
Break it down for the people. So.
Okay, so, and actually nowadays they call them sunbins or something like that, like son husband, son and husband combined.
Yeah, wife, daughter.
Yeah, it's like a son and a husband.
Wifter, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you can't love a child like that. You can't.
You shouldn't.
And a child shouldn't love their parent like that.
They shouldn't.
You see what I'm saying? In a romantic way.
But go ahead, tell me the story of Oedipus.
No.
Do you remember the story?
No, not 100%. Not enough to really.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So here go the story. It was what time was that? Vikings, I guess.
Yeah, probably right up. Yeah.
Vikings, travelers, people of that nature. So there was a woman who had a husband who was king, and she got pregnant, and she went to a witch, and the witch told her, "You're gonna have to get rid of that baby because your husband's gonna kill it." And she said, "Why?" She said, "Because this baby is gonna grow up and kill your husband so he can marry you." And she said, "What? That's crazy." So the husband found out about the witch's tale, and he was gonna murder the child at night. So she took the child down by the river and put him in a basket and sent him down the stream. He was found a day and a half later by a different group of people, some other women, in a different place. However far that river could take you in a day and a half, that's how far he was gone. The other people raised him like he was their own. And one day, he went to conquer the king's territory.
Wow.
Him and the king get to fighting. He kills the king. He sees this beautiful woman. he marries this beautiful woman, not knowing
That's his mom.
His mom. That's the Oedipus complex. The scientific term for it is when a mother or father fall in love with their child, or their child falls in love with them in a relationship type love. Like he said, that's not what that love is for.
Mm-mm.
But that's what happens. These scenarios or situations have been going on for years in a certain community, maybe even with a certain race. But they've been doing that. Inbreeding, crossbreeding is bad in their eyes.
Even just to add on to that, even royalty.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at like the Roman hierarchy of royalty, and you follow the lineage, most of them were related, like blood relatives. And we ain't talking about gang. We talking about family member blood. You know what I'm talking about? Where this person was this person's daddy, and then they were cousins, and then this they uncle, and then the uncle had a baby with the niece over here, because they felt like it was pure.
So you keep the blood pure. That's what
Yeah,
it felt like.
Exactly, and that's weird, and
it's against the law.
That's one, but just to kind of sidebar, since we're talking about that part right there,
Mm-hmm.
It was a part in the hierarchy where the people who got married and had kids was not a part of the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
So now, currently, they're saying that these folks ain't royalty for real, and everybody from them on down. That's just something to let y'all know what's going on right now with that little,
Or that's what the slave masters used to do to the slaves.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
He would take the woman, that the nurses the children, and have a baby by her, and then their child would either reap the benefits of being, or suffer because they're.
And that happened a lot.
And back then they felt like black people should only reproduce to make stronger slaves.
Right, because they were the one who made it. So those slaves that made it was strong.
Oh, that reminds me.
Mandingo fighting.
I saw a crazy
Book
movie.
breaking.
Maybe you've seen it.
What's the name of it?
Alice.
Kiki Palmer. I got it in there. It's worse than 12 Years a Slave. It's worse than, what's the Key and Peele movie? With the ding on the cup. Ding! Ding! It's worse than that movie. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of the name of it.
Was it Why or Who? It was one of them.
But it's worse than that one.
Because Us is the family. So
Yeah.
So what was the one with the teacup?
I guess, no. Yeah. Was that Us? No.
Well, Us was the other one.
That was the one after that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one, y'all know the one where the folks had the teacup and they was hypnotizing the boy.
They were hypnotizing black people.
Yeah.
They could form lobotomies on them.
Yeah.
So that they could put a part of the Caucasian's brain in the black body.
Right.
So that he could live and feel like what it feels to be black. But a flash will reset the brain and a real person will come out.
Crazy. It's worse than that movie. It's worse than 12 Years a Slave. This movie, Alice, I couldn't even make it all the way through the movie.
You didn't make it all the way through?
It's, for real, it's some horrific.
Hold on. Where'd you stop at? I gotta tell you, because it gets a little tricky. Where'd you stop at?
30, 40 minutes in.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right.
I can't.
So here go the plot though.
Uh-huh.
It's a slavery time, but it's not slavery time.
Right. It's not. They
have these people, a whole family of black folks,
Mm-hmm.
living in these woods in Florida. Wasn't it in Florida?
I think it was Florida.
In Florida, they were like maybe 10 miles away from the freeway. And in this area, they're thinking that they're slaves in this time.
They got them thinking it's like 1790 or something.
They got them thinking they're 17 something,
Yeah.
and slaves are okay. And the man told Alice, before she did what she did to him, he said, I never said y'all couldn't leave. Or no. Yeah. He said, I never told y'all couldn't leave, but I never told y'all had to stay. She stumbles out, like she breaks free, she runs. Woo, she runs.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to the freeway and she sees a car, a truck, and she doesn't understand what this vehicle is.
Right.
She goes to the hospital and she keeps telling everybody, they had me slave. I was a slave. I broke free from my captors. They had me as a slave. They were living like it was 17, whatever.
17 something, yeah.
While it was 2020 something, she meets Common. Common shows her these books, these movies about black power, black women, Black Panthers, black royalty, black all that. So she unbraids her hair.
Oh yeah.
Rocks the afro.
The afro, right.
And she says, I gotta go back and free my family. She meets up with the white lady who dropped them off when they were, I guess, babies, or when they were kids. And she said, I used to be afraid of you. She's like, but I'm not afraid of you no more because I realized you were wrong. Basically, y'all should go check out the movie. It's called Alice, Keke Palmer. That could be your modern day tomorrow if y'all don't sidebar. If y'all don't go out here and vote and watch who y'all put in these positional seats. Because like I told somebody the other day, they have the law about slavery back on the docket in the Supreme Court. If you put the wrong people in there, slavery can very well become legal once again. Anyway.
And everybody would die. Everybody. Because I can tell you right now, ain't going to be no slaves. I can tell you right now, and I'm waiting on the day. And I don't even be talking no violent crazy, but I'm waiting on the day somebody gonna come to the door and say, your boy said, whatever you want to call me. You my property now. Oh, I'm your property? Oh, so is what's inside this chamber, right? This is your property too, since I'm your property and this belong to me, so by extension this belong to you. So let me give you what belong to you. Cause ain't no way, and I'm sure it's to be exact 45 point something million other people who feel the same way. 45 point something million other people who you're not gonna put back in slavery. They can have that on the docket, you can have that on the back of a $1 bill. That ain't gonna happen. We got enough modern day slavery going on already by saying not hiring.
Or prison.
Well, no, definitely prison. Definitely the prison system. But not hiring, that's slavery. Not hiring. Let me tell you how. Because now you making people take unemployment. You making people take welfare. You see what I'm saying? And now they got to follow your rules for pennies.
Yeah.
That's slavery. They had to follow their rules for pennies. Yeah. And if you step out of line, what they going to do? Pull that WIC voucher or whatever it might be, EBT, SNAP, whatever it's called now. Yeah. They going to pull that from you. Let them find that you got a man in that household. They gonna reduce your stuff. That's modern day, man. Hey, don't get me. Okay, let them come through with no. Black people know our rights, and not just black, brown people, yellow people. You know what I'm talking about? Even some of the white folks who on our side. Listen, ain't nobody. Y'all can forget that, man. Okay, all right.
It's like a purge.
Right. It's gonna be a real purge, all right.
They're trying to legalize in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why they want to legalize that up there.
But they just did the cash bond. No cash bond. Yeah, that started in January.
Yeah.
Okay.
No cash bond.
They tripping with capital murder.
No, unless it's first degree or capital murder, it's no cash bond. Everything else is what is it? Self release.
Released on your own recognizance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to think of the saying. Yeah. Man, but I'm telling you, bro, think about, okay, matter of fact, since we talking about Chicago.
Right.
Think about that. If they go to Chicago and talking about, we finna bring slavery back. Chicago. Think, okay, no, I got a better one from you. Go out to your side of the world and think you gonna tell them brothers out there.
But I'm gonna tell you like I told Chief, because me and Chief was talking about that. He was like, man, when Trump get back in office, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Right.
But the point being, he was like, what you gonna do when he makes it a civil unrest for real, or when civil war start up again? I said, one, they're not gonna come to our neighborhoods with that.
Nope.
Because that'd be like us going overseas, somewhere that we don't belong, trying to capture somebody who's not looking for us, but we looking for them. That's why we lost a lot of men and women that went over there for looking for Bin Laden in them caves. That's not how we're trained.
Right.
They don't never come over here and take over. They take planes or they set off bombs in big places. They don't go to the hood. We don't go over there to
wherever.
Wonderland. Right.
So yeah. We don't do it.
So there's no possible conceivable way that this slavery or separation or segregation takes place where people don't get harmed. Like, for real. Like, yeah, I know a lot of these other people, they do SOCOM and
Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, they do SOCOM and Call of Duty for real. They go to these little paint things, air pressure, and they hide and duck and dive and flip over cars, dive behind trash can. They're ready for that. They're ready for that urban combat. But they don't come to the hood. Because if you go to the projects, you got a person on the top floor, you got 2 people on the bottom floor. Like, the odds is not looking good if you kick over the door and just start letting loose. You might take a lot of people, because there's a lot of elderly people in some of these places who might not, do anything. But I guarantee you, all the little thugs, bad guys, whatever you want to call them, have ammunition and know how to use it. Whether they shoot at a gun range or they shoot at people from time to time. They know how to shoot whatever they're shooting at. And when you have 100 rounds of drum, it's really not that hard to miss. It's really hard to miss when you have 100 drum. So.
Yeah. Because I just don't see it happening. And let me say this too, because I don't want him back in office. That's just my opinion on it. I will say economically things was much, much, much better. But I think any other president can do that. I do.
Well, he know how to make money.
That's what I'm saying. Economically things was good.
Because Biden's just giving money away.
Biden's terrible. We need to get somebody else in there other than either one of those 2 guys. In my opinion, I think we need fresh blood in there.
Kamala.
I think we need fresh blood in there.
Hey, okay,
I'm
fine.
I'm not a fan of hers neither.
Okay, fine, I'll do it, okay? I will run for president.
That's what I'm talking about.
All y'all
There you
support.
go.
Put my name on the ballot.
Yep.
All you have to do is invite me to your city, your state, and get me put on the docket, and I'll make things right for you.
President, y'all.
I'll make things right.
Bam. We like that idea. I'm with that. Because we got to do something other than these. Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm your host, Dysfunctional World.
I'm your boy Said, a.k.a. Mr. Let's Talk.
Screaming Let's Talk.
No, we out of time.
Oh, we
Till
out
the
of
next time.
Screaming Let's Talk. Peace.